on, guys? It's me, Parksy here, your coach of the Armagh Armaldos, bringing back the Smash today here for week number 2, where I will be going against DGBA coach of Peoria Pidgeots. He is rocking with a very scary team. He is also one of my good friends, very funny, very cool guy, and I actually did an interview with him on the DGBA Season 4 channel. It won't be down in the description because I've been plugging that channel for a while now. Just type in DGBA into the search bar if you want to check out the channel and not force these guys. It also probably comes up if you type in Parksy. It should just be one of the recommended videos down below my channel. But if you guys do enjoy this video at any moment, give a like, subscribe, and go check JJ out in the channel down below. It would mean a lot to me. He's an incredible battler and an underappreciated person in the community. He's got a very scary team, of course, as I said previously. As you can see from the very start, he has got Mega Morwell, which costs just as much points as probably any two of my Pokemon combined. Literally, it's no surprise that this was one of the highest costing Pokemon. He then has Silvally, of course, in natural JJ fashion to draft Silvally. Because the Parting Shot, it is super scary because Parting Shot into Mega Morwell can be super annoying and scary. Alamomola I've used previously. It's an incredible wish passer. You can wish, you can regen out, and basically it just helps out your team a lot. Again, it helps out the Mega Morwell and complements it, although I think that the one bad thing about Alamomola, from my personal experience, is that it doesn't get Heal Bell, which is kind of annoying. Next up, you got Garchomp, very good rock setter I had in Season 3. It's got a good speed stat, being able to outspeed base 100s, and now we're going to go jump into Thunder's Therian, which is another Pokemon above base 100, creeping over those base 100s to the base 101 speed. It's an incredible wall breaker, base 145 special attack. The electric typing is just incredible. Fast electric types have always proved themselves in draft leagues, and it's actually got pretty good coverage. It does get things like Dark Pulse and some grass coverage, which is kind of scary for my team. Darkrai, which I'm absolutely shocked he got this Pokemon, because I actually picked it up first round last season. Darkrai is incredible with the Z Crystal just because it has so much coverage. It cannot use sleep inducing moves, nor can it use Nasty Plot. However, it can use Can Minus Sword Stance, setting up on both the physical and special side. And as I said previously, its moveset is ginormous, so you can literally run any move you want, even if it is low power. Like this thing gets, I think the best fire move it gets is Incinerate. But you can still run Fire in EMZ and deal like a base 120 attack, which is kind of scary. Necrozma, you probably shouldn't be asking me about Necrozma, you should be asking the boy Hughes about it because he loves Necrozma. But it's just one of those Pokemon you can bring Stealth Rocks on every week and it will be just doing so much work. I actually had a Necrozma set predicted for him. I predicted he would bring Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, and Moonlight. I think that that's a pretty solid set to predict. Of course, I already have played the match, so I can't say if that's the set he actually does bring or not. But it's a very close match. It's a very good game, so definitely stick around in this video to watch it all. It's got Gyarados next, not as good as its Mega Evolution, as I'm sure most of you guys have been watching any of the DGBA videos. You guys know that the Mega Gyarados is a huge threat, but Gyarados is still a very good Pokemon, being able to have two good abilities in Intimidate and Moxie. It also does have the ability to Dragon Dance. It isn't as bulky as some other Dragon Dancers, and also its typing leaves a bit to be desired because it's ×4 weak to electricity and freeze dry, but that's just me being picky at this point. Very good coverage and also pretty good with Z Crystal. I'm kind of surprised that, well, not surprised, I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't pick Gyarados as a Z user because Z Bounce really helps out Gyarados a whole bunch. It can also utilize some of its special attacks like Thunder with Z Crystals, but Darkrai is still a very good Z user, I'm not going to complain. Typhlosion, why was this Pokemon 4 points? Why is Typhlosion 4 points and I'm pretty sure Delphox is around 8 or 7? I can't scroll up to see because then I mess up the recording screen because then it would move up and then you can't see the transactions remaining. But Delphox cost me like 6, 7, or 8 points. This Pokemon's 4 points. It's absolutely insane. With Specs or Scarf, I can just fire off one thing. and usually one thing only, and that is stab eruptions. Those are nothing to laugh at, and it's kind of something that I consider going against JJ. And the final two Pokemon are sort of glue Pokemon. Torterra, I personally love Torterra. I used to use Torterra so much in Sun and Moon PU. It's a very good Pokemon, being able to set up dual dances. Maybe not as good at it because it is Draft League and there are some very powerful threats out there, but that can be ran with like a Sash and get up Stealth Rocks pretty reliably. Of course, having the Time Spore Ice Weakness isn't that great, also being paired out with Guard Jump. And the final Pokemon is Regigigas, just a very nice tank. Quite a bit of setup for it because of the slow start, however. It does hit pretty hard with Return, Stab Return even in slow start form. I'm pretty sure it still has like a base 80 attack in slow start form. It can also fire off some Toxics, and as I said previously, it's very bulky. It has like over 100 in every single defensive stat. But now that we saw that scary team, we're going to have to go to the team recap, I guess, where I'm going to be showing you the 6 Pokemon I decided to bring him against him. And I just want to tell you guys, okay, I think I have been the most unfortunate person. Not only have I ended up middle, yet again in another draft, but I've also had to play the #1 team, which was Cab last week. I got, spoilers, gonna give you 3 seconds to watch that video. I got 4-0 by him, and his, stupid Uber's Naganadel, which should have been banned. And now I'm going up against the second best team, which is, of course, JJ Bizzles and his, stupid Mega Morwell Wish Passing, Parting Shotting Core. But this is the team I decided to bring. So guys, these are the Pokemon I decided to bring. And as you know, I'm not I know I'm going to lose a lot of games in the DGBA just because everyone's really good and I'm like average at Pokemon. And if you're average at Pokemon, you're going to receive a lot of losses in the DGBA. That's just kind of how it goes because the guys here are absolutely insane at preparation, at drafting, at battling as well. I was about to say that, you know, at the very least, I want to make up some fun nicknames, and JJ plays quite a bit, or, yeah, he used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not sure if he does now, but he definitely used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I think he played it. I personally used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I absolutely loved it, and I used to play at Elemental Heroes, as you're going to see all these nicknames of Elemental Heroes, except that, we'll get to that in a second. But I used to play at Elemental Heroes, and the reason why I gave up Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just because, it was a very expensive hobby. Like every card pack costs it costs like £1 for 5 cards. So if you wanted to get a full deck, that costed like £25. So that really was not the best. And plus, I didn't really have any of the you can fuse Elemental Heroes to make Mega Elemental Heroes, and I didn't really have that many. So I wasn't the best, of course, because I didn't have that good cards. But anyway, I shall digress, but the last game he played Mike, and Mike brought Yu-Gi-Oh! References, so I hope that, or I hoped, I guess I should say, that he would get these Yu-Gi-Oh! References. If not, then, you know what, I'll have to take the forfeit. I mean, taking the forfeit is probably easier than just playing JJ, because the forfeit is only a 3-0, and going into this match, that's like, okay, if I kill a Pokemon, that's good. Anything over, and that is just that's like cherries on top. My first Pokemon is Wildheart Shaman, nicknamed after Elemental Hero Wildheart, which I freaking love. His design is so awesome. Rocking out with Earth Power, Seed Flare, Toxic, and Synthesis. I am a pretty bulky Shaman. I attack pretty well, and I actually have prepared some notes today. Okay, because usually I look at these EV spreads and I'm like, what are all these EVs for? But each piece allows me to live a Choice Banded Outrage from a max attack Guard Chomp. It also allows me to live a max attack Play Rough from a Mega Morwell after Stealth Rocks, and it also allows me to outspeed Max Speed Gyarados and Crozma, of course, with them boosting up their speed. So that's also pretty useful. The Toxic on this Pokemon, you're going to see I have a lot of stats on my Pokemon, especially the first 3, just because his team has no Heal Beller, like I said, and his team is very easily worn down by hazards and by status. So if these guys are playing JJ, you know, I hate to throw out advice, but you know, he is one of the scariest teams, so you know, maybe with this advice being thrown out, he might find ways to prepare, like he might bring like magic items on this Pokemon, bounce back hazards, who knows, but I brought Toxic and Synthesis because this Pokemon is going to be very useful. It is useful for his Gyarados, it is also useful for breaking down the Alomomola, one of my main responses to that Pokemon. Since it takes knockoffs, it takes scalds, even if it does burn me, Natural Cure will activate. But my next Pokemon is Elemental Hero Bubbleman. Of course, they couldn't fit Elemental Hero into it, so I just had to put down Bubbleman. And it is rocking out with Toxic, Pain Split, Hydro Pump, and Volt Switch. If you have not seen my battle versus Mondotui, then make sure you check it out on my channel. I uploaded it a few hours ago as of recording this video. But basically, I love using Toxic Rotom Wash and UU. It's one of the best things. It's one of my most favorite things to use ever. Because so many Pokemon fear the Will-O-Wisp. And Toxic's just great for things like Hydreigon, just for wearing them down. It's also great for things like Cactus. Just Pokemon that can basically take water and electric type attacks is just great because Toxic starts racking up and then the Force switches, and it's just great. I'm rocking out with Volt Switch and Hydro Pump. People probably going to be asking me why I'm not running Thunderbolt on my Water Rotom Wash because I didn't last week, but like 90% of the time you're going to be clicking Volt Switch with any electric type Pokemon, so I just didn't see a point of using a slot for Thunderbolt. Pain Split is good because his team is quite offensive, so if I can manage to chip down his team, then that's nice. Plus also, the reliable recovery is great because basically what I want to do is not really stall out his team as much, but we can down his team, so one of my wall breakers or like cleaners can finish him off. My next Pokemon is Burstinatrix, my Delphox. And this Pokemon has a, oh yeah, by the way, Rotom Wash is just a very physically defensive pivot just for the Gyarados. But my next Pokemon, Delphox, has enough speed to outspeed a max speed Adamant Garchomp and a max speed Modest Thundurstarian. It is rocking out of the Cobra Berry and Will-O-Wisp. Now, this combination allows me to take on Mega Maul while with Sucker Punch, because Mega Maul Sucker Punch does about 80% to Delphox with after the Cobra Berry and no boosts. So that's very nice. I'm running Flamethrower. I was going to run Fire Blast, but I don't really want to risk the miss chance, even though it is only 15%. I am using Shockwave on this Pokemon just because it allows me to hit Alomomola for some decent damage. I'm like 40% or something like that. And also, most notably, Oko's an offensive Gyarados, which basically means no HP Gyarados. After Stealth Rocks, it is a confirmed Oko. And Hidden Power Ice is just for the Garchomp and I guess the Torterra. I didn't really prep the Torterra, the Regigigas. Next up is Avian, my Mega Altaria, and I am running Roost, Fire Blast, Hyper Voice, and Heal Bell. Now this Pokemon is very important. It has enough speed so I can outspeed a max speed Adamant Mega Mawile. And I said this Pokemon is very useful. It's because it's not going to be essentially getting clean. Like it's not going to be my killer, if you would say. Like if it gets killed, that's great. But it's not going to be the Pokemon that is going to be my late game cleaner. I know that. It's going to be the Pokemon that Chips holds down in JJ's team. Because Hyper Voice really hits a lot of his team hard. The combination of Fire Blast and Hyper Voice, he is no Pokemon that really wants to take the hit. The only response to Hyper Voice, I think, is like Mawile and maybe like Sylvalic Steel. Both get wrecked by Fire Blast. Of course, he has got Typhlosion, but like it doesn't want to take a Hyper Voice, as I said, because the main niche about Typhlosion is that it can just fire off eruptions. So that is Avian. My next Pokemon, my pride and joy, Clayman. Now, Clayman is a Yu-Gi-Oh card with 2000 defense and only 800 attack. But I'd like to think this Clayman has got 2000 attack and 800 defense because it is going to be my main wall breaker. Of course, Delphox is my special wall breaker, but this is my physical wall breaker. It is rocking, of course, dual stab just because Terrakions dual stab is absolutely insane. I'm running Stealth Rocks just because if something like a because I want this thing to be a revenge killer, right? His hazard removal isn't the best. He's got Soul Valley and Thunderous Therian for hazard removal. That's all I believe he has. And if I force Soul Valley to default, then that's great. That's a turn where he can parting shot essentially. A lot of his Pokemon take 25% from rocks and just get chipped down a lot from them, so that's nice. So basically, I want to send this thing in on a Thunderous Therian, or if Darkrai gets a kill, then send it in. Make him think that I'm Scarf, which, you know, I obviously am. And then force the switch and get off Stealth Rock, so then it's just really hard for him to really just... Because as I said previously, hazards are beautiful versus him. I would have brought Ferrothorn with spikes if I could, but the cons outweigh the pros of Ferrothorn, just because he's probably running Fire Fang on Mega Mawile. Explosion, as I said previously, it's kind of set up fodder for Gyarados, and just Pokemon did rules better than it. Like Shaman was the better out of the two grass types to bring. But I have Earthquake for the Mega Mawile, just to deal a bit of damage, because that might be his response. A pre-Mega Evolved Mawile might be his response to that. And finally we have got Polymerization, my Alola Muck. Now, this Pokemon was originally a fully specially defensive Tropical Berry Licky Licky to counter Darkrai and Thunderous Therian, but I kept on talking it through with my friends. By the way, huge shout outs to Haz, Hughes, MX3, and Non-Zero for helping me out with this team. But I was talking to Haz, and he didn't like, in the most polite way. He was like, I don't really get Licky Licky. It just isn't that great on your team. It takes a hit, sure, but what else does it do back? Because I was running like Dragon Tail, like Earthquake, I think, so that I could actually hit the Mega Mole well. So I just went away, looked at something, and it wasn't even that I looked at Mega Alola Muck and I was like, oh my goodness, this thing's got a really good matchup. It's because I originally had Licky Licky as the name Polymerization, and if you guys know the Yu-Gi-Oh card Polymerization, it looks nothing like Licky Licky. It actually looks quite a lot like a Alola Muck. It basically swirls into a card. And that was originally what drew me into Alola Muck. It was like, oh yeah, that Pokemon looks like, a lot like Polymerization. Oh wait. So I just went from there, and I am running through attacks Recycle, Figgy Berry, Gluttony. Hughes did recommend this set to me. He really wanted me to run Curse again. For Alola Muck, he really wanted me to run it week 1, and he says, "Oh, you only lost your week 1 battle because you didn't bring Curse Alola Muck." No, it's because Magnadel is overpowered, and Cav is overpowered as well, and he's just an incredible battler. He probably would have beat me even without the Magnadel, but this set allows me to counter Garchomp. It also allows me to counter Mega Mawile, which is the two big switches to my knockoff. Is very good just for his team, just because nobody appreciates getting his item lost, apart from Darkrai. But like, this Pokemon literally chews. It's Dark Stab. It takes the Sludge Bomb, which I expect him to run. It basically takes any hit, and Darkrai's best hit is either Hidden Power Ground, which, if you're running Hidden Power Ground, like, Focus Blast is even more. So it's either he's running Hidden Power Ground for the fact that I bring Alola Muck, even though Focus Blast is more, or he brings Focus Blast and risks the 30% miss chance. I'm pretty sure when he Focus Blast is about, like, it's a 3-hit KO, so he has to hit 3 of them, and hoping that I don't recycle. But if my main strategy was that if, assuming my Altaria was Mega Evolved and I had Rotom Wash still alive, and he sent in Garchomp to revenge kill my Alola Muck, I stay in because I know JJ. He would go for the Dragon type attack, predicting the Dragon or the Poison type attack. I stay in and I go for Ice Punch because I have like a 40% chance of like knocking out an offensive Garchomp from max HP range. But I've done enough talking. Let's get into the battle. Hope these guys do enjoy it. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so we are here on Team Preview. I'm actually going to put this battle into slow. Actually very slow, because I have a lot to talk about in this battle, because some plays don't really make sense. But he decided to bring Morwal, Thundersterian, Garchomp, Necrozma, Silvally, and Darkrai. So there's a few things that I wanted to point out initially on this team. His Necrozma was most likely as Rock Setter from Team Preview, just because I predicted him to be running a more offensive Garchomp. Of course, it brings Silvally, and I was predicting. I looked at Team Preview and I was like, yes, okay, he's bringing the set. He's bringing the Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, Moonlight, Stealth Rocks, fully fits into defense in the Necrozma set that I predicted him to bring, because that is his only real good switch into Terrakion. And going into this, I had originally planned to lead to. I was talking to Non-Zero, and he said, dude, you have to get Altaria May Evolved as soon as possible, because with that then you kind of threaten the Garchomp a lot. So I decided to lead with my Mega Altaria. Sorry, I have music on. But I decided to lead with Avian, my Mega Altaria, as he does lead with Thundersterian. So I'm like, sweet, okay, he's probably running Hidden Power Ice as his best attack, because I do have a Tyrantrum that literally walls this thing. So I decided to go for my Heavy Voice, knowing I'll do a huge chunk of damage, and he actually reveals the Sludge Bomb, which I didn't even know the Pokemon got, so that's great. Turn 1, and I get knocked, and my Mega Altaria is basically knocked down to about 7%. With a Pokemon, with an attack that I didn't even know existed on a certain Pokemon, so that's great. So he decides to go for the Volt Switch. It's not like I was going to swap out. Mega Altaria was good this battle, as I said previously, it chips down his team, but it put Thundersterian into the range where it got knocked out after Stealth Rock, so that was really good for me. So Mega Altaria did its job, I think. It just chipped down Thundersterian enough, so if I could get off Stealth Rocks with Terrakion, that'd be great. He does reveal to have Silvally Grass, which is quite interesting, I think. I do Flamethrower as a deal over half its health. Fortunately, JJ does realize my nickname, so that's a huge sigh of relief. I didn't think for a second he might get them, but he does switch out into the Necrozma. Of course, at -1 special attack, I am forced to go out into another Pokemon, as I'm literally going to do absolute crap to this Pokemon, as he does reveal to be a calm-minding variant of Necrozma. So running through my mind was like, this Pokemon cannot touch my Alola Muck, because either that or he's running Stealth Rock Garchomp. So he goes for the Photon Geyser, which again was another attack I didn't know this Pokemon got, but you have to cut me some slack because it's a new move. So I thought it was an electric type move, it actually was a psychic, which is why it did so much, which, you know, fair enough. So I decided to go for the Pain Split here, and Necrozma has got a lot of HP, so this is going to allow me to lift the second Photon Geyser, which is great. As I said previously, I am going to be Toxic Stalling his team down a bit, so I whittled the Necrozma down to the point where it's at half HP. And so far I look like I'm getting creamed in this battle. I'm looking like I'm getting destroyed. So I go out into my Alola Muck, as he does go for another Photon Geyser. So this is where I'm going to be getting a little bit more ground. Because now I got my Alola Muck in for free, and now I can fire off an Ice Punch. I decided to go for the Ice Punch because I thought that the Garchomp might be a good switch in to deal rough skin damage to my knockoff. Actually, no, I double out into my Rotom Wash, sorry. So I wanted to sack this thing off because I wanted to see if it was running like Earthquake or something. So he goes down to Thundersterian, which was a very good play on his end, most likely trying to sack it off or go get the Volt Absorb recovery. And this is super annoying. This pissed me off when I did this, because I realized that after this, Thundurus is now on 26%. That means it lives Stealth Rocks. So essentially, Mega Altaria, it obviously it didn't go down in a vein like it did its duty. It wore down one of the strongest or one of the most powerful Pokemon on his team, and one of the scariest. But now, after Stealth Rocks, I do think I can knock it out. Of course, that could be showdown, like rounding him up from like 25.5%, but I do go for Seed Flare with my Shaman. Unfortunately, I do not connect, which is annoying because I could have potentially 2K'd this Silvally if I did get this Bidef drop. But I decided to go for the Toxic here because I know he's going to Parting Shot. This Toxic is actually pretty huge, as you're going to see in later game, because it helps whittle down Silvally, because now he's put on a timer so that he can only get in his main attackers for so many turns now because it is toxic down, so it's going to be taking at a minimum 6% every single turn. So if that Pokemon decides to switch in, it will be taking quite a lot of damage. So I go out into Rotom Wash my Bubble Man, presuming to sack it because he's probably going to play rough. However, he does have the Iron Head, so that means that I am going to be taking this hit, which is very good because now that means that my Rotom Wash can now heal up a little bit more HP. As I go for the Pain Split here, I should be gaining HP off of Thunderstarian at this point, and I actually go for the Pain Split, and this is great because I am going to be whittling down the Silvally now. It's just above 20%, so I do get to heal up, and this is good because I'm getting at the range now slowly where I can start to like potentially be switching to Garchomp, which of course Shaman now is my switching to Garchomp, because even if he is banned Chomp, I can take a hit. But he goes to the Parting Shot again, which is annoying, as he does get in his Darkrai. So I decided to go into my Alola Muck here. It is my switch into this Pokemon, as he is actually going to make a very good play and go for the Focus Blast. Unfortunately, he misses, but I miss my Sage Flare, so you know what? I'm not really too mad. Like, the hacks balance themselves out. But I go for the Ice Punch here, hoping that Garchomp will come in. Unfortunately, it isn't, and it is the Mega Mawile. I thought the Garchomp would be a switch, and as I said previously, rough skin and all, and it's yeah, just that. But I go for the Fire Punch here as he does switch into the Darkrai. I don't really mind because I am shipping down this Darkrai to the point where I can get my Terrakion just to go for a hit. And can I just say, Terrakion looked so good this game. If I could get rid of the Necrozma, Terrakion destroyed his entire team. So he does switch into said Necrozma. So I'm going to go for the Fire Punch. I'm going to start chipping this Pokemon down. And I predicted him to go for like the Earthquake here to reveal it. I knew that I took one of them. So I'm sorry if my laptop's kind of shaking. This room is like really cold. It's really cold here in Northern Ireland, but he just keeps on healing up as he does get me, because I did go to the recycle here, trying to recycle my Figgy Berry because I didn't want to be too okay by his Pokemon. So he's going to be slowly getting whittled down by that Toxic. So this turn he does decide to go to the Calm Mind, as I just decide to go for the Fire Punch. I predicted him to go out to the Mega Mawile because, of course, I'm a Poison Dark type. Like, a little Muck is like the bane of Psychic types. I thought he would switch out, but no, he doesn't. So he is now able to go for the Earth Power here, as that knocks me out. And I didn't even know this Pokemon got Earth Power, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I swear I looked at this Pokemon previously, its moves, and it only got Earthquake. It only showed like Mud Slap, Earthquake, and Hidden Power Ground. Does it get Mud Slap? I don't know. Well, Mud Slap's like fairly viable anyway. So apparently JJ says, always, bruh. Gets EQ too. So I knew it got EQ. But I go into Clayman. I just decided to get off this get this Necrozma down. Luckily he just decided to sack it off, which is great, as I said previously, because without Necrozma in this game, it means that I can potentially go for a close combat sweep. But I decide to switch out into my Rotom Wash, as he does go out into his Mega Mawile, because I don't want to be taking this Iron Head from this Mega Mawile. It isn't, of course I was locked on the Stone Edge, so I couldn't really do that much. I don't know if he predicted me to be locked in, because Earthquake would have still done quite a lot of damage. I think Earthquake wouldn't have knocked you out though, but I go for the Hydro Pump here. Miss again, of course. So with the Seed Flare, even with like a Min-Rule Seed Flare and a Min-Rule Hydro Pump, I would have been able to knock out this Silvally. Even with the Seed Flare, I might have been able to knock out this Arceus, because not this Arceus, the Silvally. The nickname's messing me up, dang you, JJ. But even a Seed Flare could have knocked this thing out, because it did 16 to 19%, so it could have knocked it out. So my Delphox is going to be lowered, and Hidden Power Ice, if he was a defensive Garchomp, wouldn't have knocked him out. So I just decided to play it safe, go out into my Shaman, as he does sure not to be Choice Banner, and in fact Life Orb, so that makes it a huge bit easier, because I'm actually going to go pause it here. This Garchomp was the only thing stopping me from going for a close combat sweep, because actually I think the Mega Mawile might have been slightly higher HP, but close combat did about 75% to an offensive Garchomp, which he obviously should be because he was Life Orb. But if I manage to get off 2 more life orb recoils, I'm gonna go play it now. But if I did get 2 more life orb recoils, and that means that it would be in range for close combat. So yet again, Shaman missing its seed flowers. You know what it is? I've been feeding my team so much fat. Like, my team is so fat. I just haven't been feeding them carrots, okay? Shaman cannot, like, Shaman needs a scope lens for the next game, okay? Pokemon says it's 85% accurate. Well, I missed it 3 times, okay? That's like 15 out of 100 times by 15 out of 100 times by 15 out of 100. Okay, that's like 800. That's like a 1 in 800 chance or something like that. Okay, if you want the calculations, just ask no one zero. I guess you'll reply. But with Darkrai going, I don't really have a great response to this Pokemon. I know I won't go for the Focus Blast. It doesn't really make sense. But I do resist its Dark and its Poison type attacks that he might go for. So I go into Clayman. If he did go for the Dark type attack, I actually won because I would have won because I'd be at +1 attack, and I would have been able to OHKO all his Pokemon. Actually, well, Mega Morwell might have been able to Sucker Punch me at like -3, but you never know. So I knock out the Darkrai, proving that I am Choice Scarf finally, but I felt like that was the right time to show it. There's no point like switching around or whatever. But I go into my Shaman, he does go for the Dragon Claw here, as he is going to shut me down, but this is alright because I know that after this Dragon Claw, I should be able to revenge with Terrakion being able to go for the close combat, and if not, I can go out to my Rotom Wash and I can Pain Split. So he does decide to go out into his Silvally, as I am going to go for the Synthesis here, because this was my main response to the Garchomp. I needed it to be healthy, so I healed it up. I actually thought he was going to kill me with his Garchomp, so I just decided, you know what, let's just go for the Synthesis. So he goes down to the Silvally, and I go for the Earth Power here. I am not risking missing this attack, so I go for the Earth Power here. You're probably going to hear it beep from my laptop about it being on low charge, because I thought I brought it around like 90% when I was bringing it in here, but oh well. So out comes Thundersterian now. I should be able to take this thing out with a Seed Flare, but just in case I go out into my Rotom Wash. As he does go for the Sludge Bomb, I figured he might as well. And I just wanted to sag off my Rotom Wash. It really was not that important anymore. Shaman has proved to be a great switch into Garchomp, and Rotom Wash just wasn't a great pivot anymore. I mean, it could take an Iron Head from the Mega Morwell, but I did have my Delphox in the back, which is Colbur and Will-O-Wisp, so that is designed to take on the Mega Morwell. So I go out and claim my Terrakion, as I'm going to go into the close combat. It's just the safest thing to lock myself into, because Mega Morwell up with a Sword Stance up would have been very scary, as he is actually going to go into the Mega Morwell here. And he is going to go for the Sword Stance, but I know that he would have Sucker Punched me because JJ's a stupid noob. I'm kidding, by the way. But Delphox took both its stabs, about 60%, and I could also burn it, so that would be nice. So he goes to the Sucker Punch he feels, because I am going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here as the music stopped for some reason. I don't know why. I think I looped it, but I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, as this is going to reduce him to neutral, and this means that he is only going to be able to do about 70-80%, as you are going to see that this does about 71% damage, which I predicted it to do. So I am able to just knock this thing out with a Flamethrower, and if the Garchomp is an adamant Garchomp, then I will be able to knock it out with a Hidden Power Ice. And then Delphox, the Pokemon that everyone was talking crap about, wouldn't be very good at wall breaking. Might have won, but unfortunately he was a jolly Life Orb variant. I guess he was to outspeed my Delphox, so that was a good prep on his end. But I decided to go out to Wild Heart my Shaman, as I am going to go for the Earth Power here. There is no reason to go for the Seed Flare and miss another miss and risk another miss. But I go for the Earth Power here, and this basically confirms that I win the game. At this point, JJ, I think it's just he is going to try and knock out my Shaman just so that he can get a bit more differential. As he shows not even to have the Poison Jab, he has the Iron Head, which I totally disagree with. As the music, why is the music coming up now? But Like, it was about like a 2-minute wait since the music comes, but of course, Ironhead doesn't get the flinch, unfortunately, which, as I said previously, if we did get the Ironhead flinch, that would have resulted in it being a 1-0 to me, but it is a 2-0, so I am now 1-on-1 with -2 differential, which I'm around the middle of the pack. Going into this battle, I was 0-1 with a -4 differential. I was the lowest team in the league, and I feel like everyone underestimated me, I'm going to be honest. I even underestimated myself. Well, that sounds kind of like blowing on my own trumpet. I didn't think that'd be very good. But now after this, I'm like, okay, I can do alright. And my next battle is JP. I feel like I have a decent match against him, but or a decent matchup against him, sorry. I'll try as hard in my team prep as always versus him. Exams, as you guys have to realize, are pretty tough. I did my exams in about 3 weeks. So most of my free time is just spent into Pokemon team building. I'm probably team building with a couple of my friends up to JP's team, just to see what sets work and all. Some pretty fun tech planned out for him. But I'm glad we managed to beat JJ because he beat Mike, so essentially that means that firstly I'm better than Mike, and second of all, that means that I pushed JJ now so that he's downwards and I pull myself upwards, so I'm kind of like trying to kick out my competition of the people that might be potentially in my way of playoffs. But that is going to round out this video. Quite a long video, I'm sorry guys, but I'll try and upload this as fast as I can so I can potentially get this up on Saturday. It might be early Sunday, who knows. But thanks guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, make sure you go check out JJ, as I said previously, an incredible battler and has been doing a lot for the DGBA channel. He even uploads live comms, so I'll probably be on the DGBA channel as well. Thanks guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.